Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are going to talk about the fact that the police have their own gangs. Own gangs. They are not these great heroes that a lot of people try to present them as. Let's say this beforehand. I'm sure there are good people who are police officers. However, there is a lot of corruption that we need to resolve when it comes to police. Okay? Now, I have several stories here pulled up in regards to this. March 30th, 2022, from Reuters. LA is investigating 50-year-old police gangs. Finally. Like I said, these are police gangs in, or these are gangs in the police department. You know, yeah. Poor, mostly minority communities around the country have complained for decades that some local law enforcement agencies often behave more like racist criminal street gangs than sworn peace officers, unlawfully terrorizing Black and Latino communities. Although serious efforts to confront the issue on a systemic level have been absent, there is some evidence to support the assertion in many jurisdictions. Officials have known that violent racist gangs operate within the ranks of the nation's largest local police force, the LA County Sheriff's Department, for more than 30 years, according to news reports, federal court decisions, independent investigations, and governmental analyses dating back to 1990. The deputy gangs create a shadow system of supervision in conflict with the actual chain of command and have an us against them culture that leads to racial profiling, frequent and excessive use of force, and sometimes death. At least 18 of these secret groups have been identified over the years, and macabre names like the Bandidos, Jump Out Boys, Executioners, and Grim Reapers, according to a 2021 report from the Loyola Law School Center for Juvenile Law and Policy. Historically, the gangs have formed at mostly white police stations in poor majority Black and Latino immigrant communities, so-called ghetto stations, according to a 1992 study commissioned by the County Board of Supervisors. By contrast, majority white, higher income areas like Malibu have never known deputy gangs or critiques. 6 Los Angeles Sheriff's Department stations counted for well over half the 133 deputy shootings between 2016 and 2021, and each has an active deputy gang and a history of complaints and lawsuits alleging deputy gang misconduct. Approximately 80% of these shootings involved Black or Latino people. And like I said, this is just from Reuters. We also have from the Independent. This particular story, June 10th, 2021. The battle to root out police gangs like the executioners from LA County Sheriff's Department. The allegations were nothing short of astonishing. It was claimed the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the largest in the country, was riddled with gangs with names such as the Executioners that were made up not of typical gang members, but by police officers. Furthermore, it was claimed the gangs had initiation rites that included violence and even murder, and that the influence of the critique of the cliques directed by so-called shopkeepers impacted many aspects of the department's work. Of particular pertinence, the allegations were being made by a police officer who was trying to blow the whistle on the existence of the gangs amid a leadership culture among the department allegedly unwilling to slow to respond. There's a deeply ingrained gang culture in this department. Alan Romero, a lawyer for the whistleblower Ostreberto Art Gonzalez, tells the Independent. They are facilitated and enabled by people at the highest levels. So yeah, again, this is from the Independent. More proof from stop it from The Lever. How a gang shooting exposed shady police dealings, and this is from June 21st, 2021. An exclusive look at a new book exploring violence, race, and politics from the civil rights movement to the Black Lives Matter. We are excited to share an exclusive excerpt from The Holly, 5 Bullets, the Gun, and the Struggle to Save an American Neighborhood, a new book by journalist Julian Rubinstein that was recently featured on All Things Considered. It's an NPR radio show, if y'all aren't aware, but yeah. In 2013, Rubinstein began to look into the well-known anti-gang activist Terrence Robert, into why well-known anti-gang activist Terrence Roberts shot a young gang member at his own peace rally in Denver's historic Holly Square. Rubinstein moved back to Denver, where he'd grown up, and found himself deep inside a shadowy world of gang violence, undercover federal law enforcement operations, and the gentrification of historic African American landmark known as the Holly. The book, which can be purchased, is an explosive story that sheds light on the issues rarely seen or covered. Among the findings are the misuse of informants and the questionable operations of America's premier federal anti-gang and anti-gun program, Project Safe Neighborhoods. It also draws parallels between the civil rights movement and present-day America by asking whether activists in gentrifying communities are being targeted by those in power. The following is an excerpt from the book that details alleged ties between Denver officials and active gang members. So yeah, he's talking about Denver. It's not just in one place, if that's what you're wanting to suggest. This has proven to be something, especially in the bigger cities. You'll see it a lot, that there are gangs in the police, in the sheriff's department. This is just LA from Wikipedia, list of LA Sheriff's Department deputy gangs. Let's see. Banditos, Buffalo Soldiers, I can't see, my eyeballs suck. Cavemen, Compton Executioners, Cowboys, Grim Reapers, Jump Out Boys, Little Devils, Little Red Devils, Linwood Vikings, Pirates, Posse, Rattlesnakes, Regulators, Spartans, Tasmanian Devils, 3,000 Boys, 2,000 Boys, Temple Station B-Boys, and Wayside Whites. And of course, it's always got the list of sources. So if you want to read up more on this. But yeah, we know that police departments, LA has become the clearest, but we also got proof they're in other cities like this. Like I said, there needs to be a training program for police. We can't just allow whoever in. The checks on them need to be rigorous. Doctors have to go to school for 8 years to be a doctor, sometimes longer. And then they've also got their residencies to serve and everything, training to be a doctor. So multiple years, maybe over a decade sometimes, to actually be a doctor. Police, I think it's different from department to department, but it's usually a few weeks of training. Maybe not even that much. Training time to be a police officer. A year. Certification process and mandated in-service requirements. Law enforcement officer. Upon employment, law enforcement officer trainees have 12 months to complete the compulsory minimum training standards. Is that state? Let's look at this. Georgia, 11 weeks. How long is the police academy in Georgia? 11 weeks. Virginia, 6 months. Massachusetts, 20 weeks. Missouri, 15 to 16 weeks. Yeah. See, like I said, it varies. I don't know what this is from. Oh, that's just how long they have to complete it. They usually do it in much less time, just a few weeks. It probably should go a full year. That they are forced to go into training. They should be screened. You know, this is common sense stuff. There's too many crimes involving the police officers doing something to individuals. I mean, this is just a fact. And again, let me say this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am sure there are good people who are police officers. Some, just want to be a model officer. They want to do things that are right. However, there are too many crooked people in the police. That we've got whole gangs in cities, police gangs. Not talking about street gangs, I'm talking about police gangs. There needs to be some serious reform. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video about this particular issue. I figured it's important enough to speak on. But I'm going to go ahead in this one here. I will be putting links in the description box below the video. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their video, or cite their sources. Cite their videos. Cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.